What's going on, guys? Something you got to get comfortable doing, especially coming up in the new year. And it's almost cliche, but you got to get comfortable with failure. I'll tell you a quick story. Um, in my business, I make about, because I supply computer stuff to a lot of companies like insurance companies and insurance offices. And I still in my business, I make 250 calls a day. Some of them are cold calls, some of them are to customers, some of them are to people I've been talking to. Sometimes they're people, they might be referrals, whatever it might be. But I make 250 calls a day, 250 calls a day. So you got to understand that the majority of calls every single day are complete what someone would look at as is complete failures. The calls go nowhere. Or it might be someone who I talk to that we're interested. They say, "Well, I'm not interested now," or maybe it might be they say, "Hey, call me back, next month or in a couple months," or I might call cold and they say, "Hey, I've got a supplier. I'm not interested," and that's okay. But the point is you got to deal with a lot of failure to become successful. Okay, and that's with anything. Get out of this thing where we look on social media and it looks like everybody's on vacation. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's mega successful without putting in any effort. Here's the reality. All the people that I know that are very successful, meaning they make a lot of money, and people who've done it on their own, pretty much all the people I know have done it on their own. I mean, I don't know anyone I don't live in an area where there's any like trust fund people or anything like that. I know there's a lot of those people out there, but no one I know. But I'm talking about the people who are completely self-made. They started from nothing. They make their own money, and all those people work really hard, and they're probably the biggest. And again, it sounds cliche, but they're the biggest failures. And I can tell you, and I've said this before, that if you go in the affluent neighborhoods, where the houses are, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 and up, if you knock on those doors and you get someone out there who made their own money, they can sit down with you all day and tell you about all their failures they've had in their lives. Because even on a daily basis, you should be trying to fail. Not trying to fail intentionally, but I'm saying you should be doing stuff to get yourself out there, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't think that you're going to look stupid, or don't think that people are going to laugh at you. Here's another reality that people don't tell you. No one really cares about you that much because they're worried about themselves. There's an old we'll wrap it up on this, but there's an old joke or cliche or whatever however you want to call it, where in your 20s you tend to be very concerned what people think about you. In your 30s, you don't care about what people think about you. And then in your 40s, you realize the great truth is that nobody was thinking about you at all anyways.